Hi everyone, welcome back to our channel. Here is our promised and long-awaited video of our final review of the Alibaba pins that we have ordered.
Yeah guys, we know you've been asking us for a follow-up video for a very long time, and we are finally together, ready to give you exactly what you needed. So, all right, let's just go ahead and jump into it.
Okay.
These were the pins that we talked about last time, right?
So we made these pins to go along with our book that we made, wait for it. They're characters in little mail truck that are from our book. And so we had these pins custom made through Alibaba, and we wanted to wait to make this video because we knew we were going to order a second round to go with our second book, Zoe Zoo. And so we really wanted to make sure that before we shared our supplier information, that they were pretty consistent in the quality. We were really impressed the first time around, and we are still impressed. So we feel more confident sharing their information for the pins that we had made to go with Zoe Zoo. Again, the character and some items from the book that my sister illustrated.
Yeah, so what we'll do is we'll just kind of take you through the steps that we did to get the pins created. We'll also for sure this time leave the supplier's information in the description below. And so yeah, that's kind of what we did. We did characters from the first book, characters from the second book. We didn't want to give out her information until we had kind of like more quality photos and things to show
and
you.
Just so that we felt more confident in their quality, and that it wasn't just a one-off, that we got good stuff the first time. So we definitely feel more confident sharing her, and you'll have a similar experience that we had with her too.
And so for this time around, we did hard enamel and soft enamel pins. So for the first time we ordered pins from this supplier, we only did soft enamel. And we'll, I'll throw some pictures up of the hard versus the soft in somewhere around here.
Yeah, and so soft enamel, and I still get mixed up. Sorry, you can hear my baby in the background. Soft enamel has the lines that you can feel. You can feel.
You can feel the lines.
Yeah, it's not as smooth. You can feel the lines that are on it, and it kind of has a rough exterior to it, just like that. Which I'll see later. So, hard enamel. I feel like I get them backwards. Hard enamel has a smooth exterior, so it's just really smooth, like a nice finish to it. You don't feel any ridges or bumps in it, and it's really really cute. I think they're both good. Obviously, we've done both, and even for this next round, this last round we did a soft enamel where you can feel the lines, and we did a hard enamel where you can't. In our experience, from what we did, these are small pins, very detailed in the like a lot of detail in them, and we feel that for those detailed ones, but we liked it better. We like the look of it being hard enamel.
Yeah, because you can't get as many details in the hard enamel as you can in the soft enamel.
So I said it backwards.
Oh, is that what happened?
Still to this day,
Okay, so with the soft enamel, you can get more details. So if you're doing a character like the one we did for Busy and the mail truck, they had a lot of different details, especially if you're doing like a character, their eyes, whatever, their fingers, or whatever you're doing with that, you would probably go with soft enamel because they kind of create a bubble where they can paint inside. So we did soft enamel for Zoe. We did soft enamel for Zoe and for Busy, the mail truck.
Yeah.
And then we did hard enamel for the animal characters for our second book.
As you can, there's not a lot of colors or details. I mean, it still looks exactly the way she did, but there's not too many small things going on. It was easier for them to make it this way. And I really like the look of it. I personally think I would prefer the hard enamel for this. I don't think I like it as much in the soft enamel.
So there you go. Those are the two types of enamel pins that we used from this supplier. So we're going to jump into how to do this.
And we'll break it down in 3 easy steps.
All right, let's do it.
So first thing, how we did it, there are other ways to get the same thing done. But what we did is went to Alibaba.com, went to their main search field and searched for soft enamel pins and hard enamel pins.
What pops up is a bunch of suppliers. So you're going to see hundreds of suppliers. And You'll see pictures of their quality. You'll see how many you need to order. You'll see how much it costs.
Yeah.
And you'll just look through.
And also reviews too.
And reviews.
We'll have the star rating reviews on there too. So what we did was we browsed, took our time looking through, opened the ones that caught our eye, and we narrowed it down to about 3 to 5, and sometimes more, suppliers that we wanted to get in contact with.
Step 2 is you're gonna go ahead and contact those 3 suppliers that you looked through their work and you wanted to go ahead and browse and know more about them. So step 2 is contact that supplier. So you can click on their little message box and go ahead and just start asking them questions like, how much do you need to order? What's the price? And see how they respond to you. Do they get back to you quickly? Are you able to understand them and communicate effectively with those suppliers? From there, you're gonna probably narrow it down to 2 from those 3.
Yeah. And keep in mind there is, well, at least from wherever you are, where we are in the United States, there was a huge time difference. So we obviously had to get there was a lag. Not necessarily anything we could prevent, but just the time difference. So we would message them mostly at night in the later evenings because that was when their production day was working, and so you'd get a quicker response. Whereas if you're a morning person, for us it wouldn't have worked because we'd be emailing them in the morning. We wouldn't hear back to them till later at night. So we adjusted our schedule to communicate so we could get quick responses. A lot of the questions are really easy to answer. So it's just going to delay you getting your product if you have to wait for, is this the right size? Or can you send me a picture? So we would stay up so that we can get those questions all answered.
Yeah, so yeah, if you are working or you're doing something else, just give them about 24 hours to get back to you. Sometimes 48 hours, you'll hear back from them. And then once they know that you're serious and you want to move forward, most of the time the responses come a lot quicker.
And also just keep in mind also too that they want your business. So there is going to be a lot of messaging. There's going to be a lot of promises, and you'll have to decipher and filter through asking direct questions because of course they're going to promise that they can deliver. And you have to really ask the nitty-picky questions so that you can really determine this is what I want. Because sometimes they might, specialize better in hard enamel and you want soft enamel, and they'll say, well, we can do it. So you really have to just read through the lines and really ask direct questions. Don't try to beat around the bush.
Right.
We don't even include fluff sentences. We just get straight to the point.
Sometimes there's a language barrier and you don't want to add all these fluffy sentences to your questions.
Yeah.
You just want to go, how much is 300 pins?
Yeah.
Do you do soft enamel? And they'll know those basic things and they'll be able to get back to you. I'll probably put up some of our communications.
Messages, yeah.
And the person that we went with actually has an Instagram page. So that was actually very helpful.
Yeah, because I don't know if you can set it up, but we weren't getting notified right away, push notifications for Alibaba, but definitely for Instagram we were, so we were able to see she messaged us and hop onto Alibaba right away and get back to her.
Yeah.
So step 3 is going to be, once you've narrowed it down to who you want to pursue, is you really want to contact them and get a sample. They can either send you a picture of a mass-produced pin that they made in the past and send you multiple pictures of that, or if you really want to be certain, you can have them ship it. You will have to pay shipping, but that way you can get it in your hands, really inspect it, and see if you're comfortable with having them produce whatever you want to make.
Right, so they'll send you, when they ship you their sample, they'll probably send you something like one of ours, somebody else made, and keep in mind, you can change things, you can have a different color backing, you can use multiple different things.
Multiple backings.
So what they're sending you is just the quality of their work. If you don't want to pay for shipping, ask them for pictures. Hey, do you have some pictures
or videos
of stuff that you've already made? And they'll send those to you. So like Amaka said, once you narrow it down, ask for pictures or ask for a sample. And then...
Yeah, once you feel confident in their quality and you know for sure this is who I want to make our pins, that's when they're going to ask you to send a high quality PNG of your artwork that they can make of your pin. After you send your artwork, you're going to have to pay. You pay for the mold fee and you're going to pay for the quantity. And keep in mind, you're going to pay more for a small quantity and less for a higher quantity. But no, regardless, you're going to have to pay a mold fee for each of your designs. The good thing is once you pay that mold fee, you don't have to pay it again because they'll have it. So even if you end up ordering, say 100, if it turns out in a week, you know what, I want 200, you just pay for the 200 pins. But there is going to be a flat rate for each supplier of the mold fee, and keep that in mind. If something changes, then that's a new fee. So if I think that happened to us where we had to change our artwork, and so we had to pay another mold fee for the same design of the pin, but we changed something slightly. They needed a new mold, and we had to pay that again to get the way we want it.
Yeah, so also keep in mind that when you send over your PNG or your JPEG, it has to be high quality, and they're gonna pick out the colors too. So that's kind of cool. They go, okay, you have 5 different colors, here's the colors that we matched. You can change it from there. Like, oh, you know what? Actually, I want this shade of brown for that, a tan for this, a green for that. So they're gonna pull the colors and the lines from your image that you send over to them. And like Amaka said, they're gonna make a mold from it. And that's how they're gonna create your pin. The mold fee is about, I think it's $35, but I can leave
It varies with suppliers, because I know we got to that point with, I believe, 2 or 3, and it was slightly different, but I think some of them are up to 50.
Okay, so some of them can be up to 50, and it's a one-time fee for that pin.
Yeah.
So if you have 4 pins, you're gonna pay 4 different mold fees.
Yeah.
And then it's individual priced.
Yeah.
So each pin could cost $1, $2, and
less than
something
that.
like that,
Yeah.
depending on the size. So there's a lot of variables that you need to know going in what you want. Our pins are about an inch and a half or inch and a quarter, something like that. So get your tape measures out and figure out what size you want, because they're going to ask you all of that.
Yeah. Also colors too. I think they give you about 5 colors, and then after that you have to pay a little bit more for each color. So that might be something you want to keep in while you're designing the pin. If you want to keep cost at a minimum, then have less colors. We learned that with our mail truck. It looks simple. It looks like right off the bat there's 3 colors, but there was actually ended up, the first image we sent was like 8 colors.
Yeah.
So we had to change, like, you know what, this can be the same color as that can be the same color as this. And so keep that in mind too.
It's actually really fun to get to design the pin and see the final product. But yeah, that is step 3 in a nutshell. You are going to send them your PNG, you're going to pay for the mold fee, you're gonna pay for
The quantity you want.
And you're gonna pay for shipping. So also, once they create the mold, usually what they'll do is just manufacture 1 pin and have you sign off on that before they go into
and mass produce it.
Mass production. So
and then you're gonna we do want to clarify that the prices that you see in your communication is gonna be just for your pins. You have to also factor in shipping, which might be a good question to ask right off the bat, so you can tally that together and make sure you know exactly how much you're gonna spend.
Right.
Yeah.
So hopefully that was all helpful. Let us know if we need to break that down even further.
All right, just one last thing to keep in mind is the time to get your pin. So from the point for us, the supplier that we chose and the amount that we had, it was once they gave us the mock-up of the pin, they had made it and we okayed on the mass production of it. It was about a week for them, maybe a little bit less or more, to actually manufacture the quantity that we wanted, which was, I think, 600 in total the first time, 500. Yeah. And then it took about a week to ship. We shipped via air to California. And so it took us about 2 weeks to get it in our hands. So that's something you want to consider. If you're on a time crunch, it may not work, but if you're planning ahead, or even if you just have 3-week window, it'll probably be the best option.
I wanted to say, don't compromise on your design. There was one point where the communication was breaking down and it wasn't exactly what I wanted. And every time they sent a picture, I was like, no, I need this specific thing to be fixed. And they didn't understand. And I took more pictures and I used arrows and said, please fix this specific thing. And finally, she was able to understand what I was saying, and she fixed it and it worked out. But I'm so glad we didn't just say, you know what, that's all we can do. That's all they can do. Let's just compromise what we want. Don't do that. Stick with it. Figure out a different way to say things. Make your sentences short and easy to understand, and they will come through. This is what they do. They're really great at their job, and so sometimes it's just a little bit of tweaking your communication to get exactly what you want, but never compromise your design and the quality of what you're paying for.
Yeah, you have complete control over everything, every aspect, things we didn't even get to, like the back color of your pin, the amount of backings you want, if you want 2 holes, everything you have control of, which is some things that sometimes you forget. So like she said, if they're pushing one way, remember you can always have it the way you want it, and they'll make it exactly like that.
Yep. So that is a wrap of how to order from Alibaba. We have all the information of the supplier we used below.
Yep.
And if you want, you can definitely check out our book along with our pins. We have those available on the website. We have our pins up for purchase if you want to just get one of our pins and see how the quality there. And everything should be available on our website. We're so excited.
Yeah.
There's more things that we want to review. Stay tuned and subscribe. We're going to be doing a sticker mule versus Alibaba stickers pretty soon, because we have a lot of stickers that are in the works, and it's definitely worth the money to buy in bulk versus buying small quantities.
Yes.
So look for those videos coming soon.
Thank you for watching. Please let us know what you think.